What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys today about power washers. So I have a couple different pressure washers. I've got a setup that I use here at home to clean up my cars, but it varies. It varies based on what I'm looking for, the pressure I'm looking for, what I'm looking to do, and also what time of year it is. It's kind of weird to think, but let me show you what I'm talking about. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a pressure washer, how to set up a foam cannon, and how to get your car looking good. Let's get started. So if you've ever seen one of these foam cannons before, these are used in conjunction with a pressure washer to spray soap over top of your entire vehicle prior to hand washing it. And it makes it so that any dirt that you have on the car will pretty much rinse off, fall to the bottom, and then you're gonna make it so that cleaning your vehicle is super safe and you're not gonna scratch your paint. So just like everything, there's going to be one product that, let's say, may be better than another. It all depends on what you're working with. So this product here is from a company called Westinghouse. Now this product is an electric pressure washer. So it hooks up to a wall outlet using regular 110 voltage. You're gonna probably need an extension cord, especially if you're doing this outside. You're gonna need a garden hose that's gonna bring the water to the machine. And if you wanna use any kind of tool like this, which is a foam cannon, that is what you're also going to need to attach to the spray gun. Now this also does come with the pressure washer nozzles on the backside, right here. And you can choose whichever one you want based on what you're looking to do. So this one here is to spray soap. This is a 0-degree pressure nozzle. You wouldn't necessarily use this on cars. This is a 15, and this here is a 25. Now, the pressure washer that I have right here is also from Westinghouse. As you can see, it's a 3,200 PSI, 2.5 gallon per minute pressure washer. Now, a pressure washer like this, you're of course still going to need the water supply from a garden hose, but you're gonna need gasoline. And once you have that topped up, you're pretty much ready to go. Now, if it's summertime, I usually keep my pressure washer outside, even though you necessarily shouldn't. Now, in the instruction manual, it does say to disconnect everything and clean everything out after every single use, but I've been using this thing outside for a long time now with no problems. Now, if this was the winter time, I wouldn't leave this outside because the water from the garden hose will freeze. And if that water that's in the line, which goes into the pump, freezes, you're gonna have that motor crack on you, which is no good. So that's why instead of leaving this in the winter, I'll disconnect this and switch out to an electric pressure washer, but I'll leave the pressure washer inside the garage. Now my garage is a little bit warmer than outside, obviously, so that's why I keep it there, and it works. It doesn't create any fumes, and I switch between these two based on what time of year it is. However, there's one big drawback to the electric. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, if the electric one is really good all year round and you don't really have to worry about it cracking and you can keep it inside and there's no fumes, it's probably more efficient, it's cheaper using electricity than gasoline. Yep, you're right. However, it comes at a cost. So the first cost is obviously, well, financially, the price. The price of an electric pressure washer is a little bit cheaper. However, this number here and this number here are what you're looking for to be very high. So 2,000 PSI, 1.6, 3,200 PSI, 2.5. That makes a big difference as to how well these foam cannons work. The higher the pressure and the higher the gallons per minute, so the flow of the pressure washer, the better of a foam you'll get out of this machine. So let me show you. So before firing up the pressure washer over there, we first need to load up the foam cannon. So what you do is first take off the top, and we need to fill up some soap and water inside this bottle. Now on the side here, I got a Sharpie and I wrote down the actual numbers for the side because it's kind of hard to see because it's clear. But what you basically want to do is you want to put a little bit of soap in here, then fill the rest with hot water. What I like to do is I like to put around 250 milliliters of soap and then fill the rest up with water. The recommendations for the soap are typically around 200. However, I find it's a little bit better when you put a tiny bit more of the concentrated soap inside of here. So I'll show you guys what it's like with this Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam Auto Wash. Now it doesn't need to say snow foam on it. I've used this Meguiar's one here with no problems. But for now, I'm just gonna put 250 mils inside of this container. Now it doesn't need to be an exact science, but once you get it around there, just fill up the rest of this with hot water. Now I find that hot water makes the concentrated formula inside of here mix a little bit better, and it atomizes and creates nicer foam once you spray it through the pressure washer. Now I'm doing it soap first, then water, just for the sake of this video so you can see how much soap I'm putting in. But I'll typically do it the other way around because as soon as you put water through here, it's going to foam the soap. If you do it the other way around, it doesn't create foam, and you'll see what I'm talking about. However, if you do it this way, just make sure that you pour it in on an angle and try to pour the hot water in as slow as you can so it creates the little amount of soap as possible. And then attach the upper portion of the sprayer onto the bottle. Give this a little whoosh so that the concentrate mixes with the water, and then we can attach this to the pressure washer. So getting started with the gas-powered pressure washer, we're gonna turn the ignition here to on. We're gonna set the upper choke to on, and then we're gonna give this a good pull, and that will start the motor. So with the pressure washer connected to the foam cannon, you're gonna set this here, the tip, so it's got a little bit of an opening. You can adjust it by twisting this front part. That you're gonna have a really wide spray pattern. That you're gonna have almost nothing. When you have it with like a little gap like that, I find that there to be best. Then from the top, you're gonna set it so that the foam is set all the way to the plus, so you can rotate this either way. This is a little bit of foam. That's basically straight water. That's a lot of foam, fully maxed. And then from there, give this a swish, and then we can start spraying. High pressure pressure washers will aerate the soap very well, to the point where it's not running down the paint due to the high water content. Notice the foam only runs off the car after about a minute or so after I've gotten around to foam cannoning the passenger side of the car. The longer the soap can cling onto the paint, the longer it can break down and loosen any dirt. With the quick release tip, you can change out the foam cannon for a regular pressure washing tip. Right here I've got a 15 degree, and then you can give the vehicle a full rinse until you no longer see any soap on the car. I begin at the top of the car and work my way down. I also try not to get too close to the paint with a very aggressive pressure washer tip, because if you have any rock chips, the high pressure water can actually lift the paint, so be careful. So after you go ahead and rinse the entire vehicle down, any kind of dirt that you, let's say, had right over here or down here, anything that would come off the wheels, it would all basically be rinsed away. So the only dirt that's technically on the car is like that residue kind of dirt where you literally have to agitate it so that it comes off. Now, it's kind of filth more than anything. Any large parts of dirt, any rocks, any small anything will all come off by doing that foam cannon method. Now, that there is after using it on the gas pressure washer. Now, that produces a good amount of foam, as you guys saw, and that there was a little bit more than what you would get from an electric pressure washer. Now, let me show you how this thing works. So for the electric pressure washer, you need to hook up your water line to the backside and make sure the fitting is tight. Then, attach the pressure washer hose from the motor to the wand. It comes with an extension that has a quick release tip that you need to screw on, and then you need to hook up the electrical connector to your regular 110 volt wall outlet. After you turn the water supply on, you can then switch the power to on and will begin pressurizing the water that's in the hose. Lastly, select the tip or attachment that you want to run, and then point and shoot. As soon as you let go of the trigger, it stops sending power to the unit, and it's quiet, turns off, unlike the gas version. However, the main drawback is that it's not as powerful. Let me show you what it's like with the foam cannon. You can see that the pressurized foamy soap comes out of the foam cannon, but it doesn't produce the same quality of foam as before. Now you can see it basically rinses off the panel and doesn't hold shape compared to using the gasoline pressure washer. Using any pressure washer and foam cannon will definitely help with pre-rinsing the car of any dirt, mud, or salt. I would still take this over any regular garden hose foam cannon any day of the week. Another thing to note is that because of this lower pressure, lower GPM unit, rinsing the car also takes longer, so keep that in mind. So guys, as a final takeaway, what can I tell you about these pressure washers? So if you guys are looking for one and you guys are, let's say, in an apartment and you guys need something small, maybe light, something that doesn't require fuel, the electric one has got to be the way to go. It's a very good machine, it does the trick, and it's by far a hell of a lot better than using a regular garden hose to clean your vehicle. You can use a proper foam cannon, you can use the pressure washer tips, and you can use it for countless other things around the house. But on the other side, if you guys are looking for something that's got a little bit more oomph, if you guys want something that's got the most amount of power possible, if you want to like really scrub back whatever it is that you want to pressure wash, if you want to pressure wash your driveway, let alone using the foam cannon and the pressure washer tips to clean the car, the gas powered one is by far the best bet. It's strong, it's durable, it's been outdoors forever now, and it's still holding up to the test of time. If you guys want to find any of the products you guys have seen in this video, you guys can find that information in the description box. If you guys go with either option, you're not going to be dissatisfied. I promise you guys that. Anyways, if you guys have any further questions regarding the setup or anything else, comment section's down there. You guys know what to do. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.